Hi, guys. This is Dr. Clarissa Walker, walking you through today's lesson and assignment. It is a synthesis essay. This will be due at 11:59 on Monday, October 30th. The synthesis essay is due on Monday, October 30th on um, Canvas. So let's walk through the components, all of which you know and are familiar with, but we need to talk about them individually and the rubric, how points will be assigned. Excuse me. So the claim is a single sentence. It must be in your writing, bold and identifiable. It must be evident that you know what a claim is, you know how to create one, build one for your essay, the one that will be the guiding claim for your essay. It was born from your topic, right? So it must be arguable and defensible and can be supported with reason, such as the Aristotelian appeals, your research, etc. But the claim is the centerpiece of your essay, right? Now, that is worth 25 points. I will tell you, as you are building this essay and completing this essay, give yourself freedom to go back and tweak and change the claim because usually claims require a few revisions, but it's assigned 25 points because it's very important. They say, I say sandwich. There will be several of these in your essay. As we previously discussed, these 25 points include your ability and your awareness of how to use this particular tool. There will be at least 5 of them, but there may be many more. Your sandwiches don't have to be a particular size. The size will be determined by how important you deem this particular filling, right? So the filling guides whether or not the filling's ability to contribute to supporting your claim determines how much you're going to write about it. The second thing I want to tell you about the sandwich and that is that there's something called first reference. This will make perfect sense to you if you listen to what I'm saying. When you take your significant other, your partner, to a party, you only introduce them one time to a person that they're talking to. After that, they just walk up and talk for the rest of the night, right? You don't introduce them every time they say something. That's exactly how you treat a reference inside of your essay. You introduce your reader with the they say section. Remember, the Chimamanda Adichie TED Talk was about this. This is generally her message. Just letting them be introduced to that TED Talk that you're going to use. But at the same time, every time you quote it, if you made the decision to quote her multiple times, you are not going to introduce that TED Talk in Chimamanda over and over again. Your second reference would always just be Adichie. You don't know her, she's not your homegirl, so you're not going to call her Chimamanda. You're going to use her last name, Adichie, obviously, right? So, but first reference, you're going to use her whole name and her identity and identifiers and her ethos credentials as you see fit, right? So they say section is just for first reference only when you're introducing your reader to new things, right? After that, you can just reference them with the last name. And the I say section, you understand that the 3 jobs of the I say section is to provide a transition from the filling, B, to tie into the claim, and 3 is to tie all of the other artifacts that you've elected to use. I mean, you don't have to tie all of them in, but have some kind of discussion and synthesis going on so that there's no one floating source, but they're all either extending upon each other's points, countering each other's points, building upon each other's points, complementary in a particular area. They do kind of the same job or similar jobs. You're letting us know Why did these people qualify for your essay and how are they supporting the claim? That's the discussion in the ISA section. 25 points. Again, I know you're going to have at least 5 of these because that's the requirement, but you may have many more because there's no length to the sandwich that you create. The sandwich length is determined by the importance of that particular filling as you see fit. The second area is the research set. The research set is very familiar to you. It's these 5 types of sources that you must use. You're not limited to 5, but the requirement minimum is 5, right? So that's the news source, the video source, such as a TED Talk or Half the Sky documentary or National Geographic documentary, etc. One scholarly journal article. We talked about how to get there through the through the Providence College Library on the website. We went through that in class. One activist NGO website. It can be anything that is in support of your particular claim. And then one freebie, which can be a duplicate of one of these or something that has not been mentioned. That's all yours to decide. And the quality of those sources, the research integrity there is all collectively going to be 25 points as well. MLA style, we reviewed this in class. We're using Modern Language Association for this particular assignment. The format is provided here. This takes you to the Purdue OWL site, and the example that I printed and gave you as a PDF in class. This is just so you have an electronic or digital access to it. This MLA style includes those in-text citation, works cited page. We also talked about other things like reporting verbs, which help us to avoid plagiarism, etc. Those things are expected to be a part of the They Say I Say sandwich, which we've already discussed. And finally, I'd be very sad if you lost these 10 points because it's just the only way you could lose them is negligence, really, because it's just making sure that you turn in 1,100 to 1,200 words. That's a wide margin. Usually it's about a 20-word window. Like but there's a big margin there for 100 words. That's a lot. And 1,100 to 1,200, your paper has to fall into that. Do a word count. Make sure that you do not turn in sloppy copy, right? Proofread it, edit it, make sure it's free of mistakes. If you don't finish until the 11th hour, let someone else look at it. Fresh set of eyes is always a good idea. Okay? So this is the rubric for the synthesis essay, which is due on Monday, October 30th at 11:59 p.m.